Hey everybody, welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Choosing Beggar Reddit video. I am really trying to reach my goal of 10,000 subscribers, so if you can help me out in any way, I would really appreciate it. In our first story, when a Choosing Beggar manager hears that our OP is having a wedding, she tries to talk him into having the Mexican party that she has always wanted to have. It doesn't matter that she wasn't even invited. Let's jump right in. I just remembered this. I don't know why I waited for more than a year to tell this story. My husband probably told this when we were in the car and I forgot. My husband works in a dish room at a hospital, so vacations have to be requested at least 3 months in advance. He requested to have the entire month of September off last year so we could get married. He asked about 5 months ahead of time and we got the okay. For years, we decided that we wanted a small wedding with only family, because I don't know a whole lot of people otherwise, and I didn't want complete strangers to outnumber the people who I do know. I didn't want to feel uncomfortable at my own wedding. I do know most of his family who came, which helped. Within those 5 months, another person was hired as a manager. I'll call her Karen. Karen was hired because she's friends with HR, and she tries to use that to her advantage. Karen already got a couple people fired when they tried to complain about her to HR, apparently. When Karen saw that my husband had the entire month of September off, she asked him about it during his lunch break. My husband's response was, "I'm getting married in September and going on my honeymoon after." "Oh, when am I going to get my invitation?" "Sorry, you're not getting one. It's going to be family only." "But that's so small. You should have a Mexican party and should invite everybody." We're not Hispanic." "A Mexican party is a party that has over 100 people. I was invited to one once and it was fun. You should invite the whole dish room." My wife's anxiety would shoot through the roof if I invited 100 people she doesn't know. Also, there needs to be people here to decontaminate the dishes. "We can leave them for the next day. I know this great Mexican restaurant you can get catering from. We're doing Jimmy John's." "That's so cheap." "Does your fiancé know that you're so cheap? You should do this restaurant that I like, so there's plenty of food to feed over 100 people. Is the cake big enough? I can bring wine glasses if you don't have enough. I like this brand of wine. We're doing it outside at a public park where there's no drinking allowed, and there's only going to be about 20 people." "That's not fun. What's a party without alcohol?" "People are going to be driving and there's going to be young kids there. My fiancé can't drink, and I'm not going to put out a bunch of money for people she doesn't want there." "More people means that you'll get more money as gifts." "You're not invited. I have to get back to work." "That's not fair. I want a Mexican party." "Then, Karen, you can throw one yourself." Okay, that is what he wanted to say. What he actually ended up saying was just, "Okay, Karen, I'm going back to work," and he walked off. After that, every time Karen saw him, she would remind him to give her an invitation. Luckily, she didn't know where the wedding was. I'm not really even sure if she knows where we live, so she couldn't try to sneak in. She also didn't know the wedding date. Karen did try to call him into work a couple times in the middle of the month, but both times my husband was like, "Sorry, I'm in California. We live in Wisconsin." My husband suspects that Karen's trying to find some reason to have him fired, but he is liked by the other managers and they won't have it. I think there's 3 managers, so many people come and go, so I lost count a while ago. For the record, I planned the entire wedding. I mean, we both discussed what we wanted, but I'm the one who chose the specifics, the food, the location. I chose Jimmy John's because it was outdoors around noon, so I didn't want people sleeping on the picnic tables. That, and my parents had sandwiches at their wedding, and I remember that little detail. I was 3 or 4 when they got married. And I chose a park that has a nice field and a small playground for my niece and one of my husband's cousins, or second cousin, I can't remember. They were both 3 and 4 at the time. I don't understand why Karen kept on calling it a Mexican party instead of a big party. I'm not even sure if the party she went to was being thrown by anybody Hispanic. My update: Karen, who's been trying to get my husband fired, was fired. Apparently, one of the people my husband works with, who has the same position as him, employee, was about to go into a diabetic shock, so she grabbed a soda without immediately paying for it because emergency. When this happened, Karen tried to stop her. Karen yelled at her for taking and drinking a soda without paying for it and said she should be working. This was seen by another manager who was more senior than Karen. On the spot, Karen was fired. There's CCTV cameras in the area they were in, so she couldn't cry to her HR friends to protect her job this time. It was in the cafeteria for visitors. Basically, she risked somebody's life because power? The employee did pay for that drink later when she was done with it. Another bit of interesting news my husband also found out today. The reason that Karen was qualified for a manager position was because she had a supervisor position once before. It was at Arby's. In story number 2, a hungry choosing beggar is excited to visit a ramen restaurant and take advantage of their free extra pork deal, but the quality just doesn't meet her expectations. My husband and I frequent a great little ramen restaurant in our local shopping center. They serve a beautifully rich broth with fairly generous slices of pork belly on top of the noodles. On occasion, they have a promotion for free extra pork. The difference between the regular slices and the promotional free pork is that the free stuff is usually all broken up into tiny bits that you can stir into your soup. When they run the promotion, they have signs and posters everywhere with photos of the regular soup topped with the bits. I'll add that they're usually very generous with the free pork. Even though it's all broken up, it's probably the equivalent of a whole extra serving of regular slices, which would usually be $3. I was in line behind a lady, choosing beggar, who had ordered her soup and was apparently very excited about the free pork. She had stared at the promotional photo on the counter between her and the cashier for the entire exchange. And I'll have extra of the free pork, please. It sounds so good. The cashier smiles and makes a note. Yes, ma'am. Choosing beggar steps aside, all smiles, with her number to wait. I order ours and step aside as well. While we're waiting, choosing beggar is looking around at the tables of people eating and being served their delicious ramen with the extra pork bits. We're literally surrounded with posters for the promotion with the photos. There are even people walking right past us with identical bowls of soup with the extra topping bits. Choosing beggar is all but floating after the steam like a cartoon character. Her number is called and she rushes to the counter. At this restaurant, the food is made in a production line, starting with the broth and noodles, then the shallots, and lastly the pork. The whole process is in clear view of the counter, and choosing beggar is watching every step eagerly. I'm fairly sure I can see her salivating. Her bowl is slid to the pork stage. The poor guy reads the note for extra pork bits and puts in the regular serving of slices. Choosing beggar's eyes are popping out of her skull, no doubt drooling at the thought of all that extra tasty pork. But wait, what's this? The hapless chef puts down the tongs and reaches for the spoon of the pork bits and starts ladling them into her bowl. Wait! The screech is honestly deafening. What is that disgusting crap? Don't you put that stuff anywhere near my food. Ugh, it looks awful. The poor chef's jaw has dropped, frozen mid-spoonful. The cashier rushes over to explain that those are her free pork bits. That isn't pork! Don't lie to me! That is disgusting! Ugh! How could you serve that? The cashier tries to calm her down, pointing to other people's food and to the photo, telling her it is the same pork, just shredded a little. Choosing beggar will have none of it and gets louder. No! It says free pork! I want my free pork! That is what I want! Don't you dare try to give me that other garbage. She jabs her finger toward the tray of slices. Regulars are mostly rolling their eyes at this point. Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry for my confusion. Extra slices are $3, please. We will give you some extra. $3? What kind of bull stuff is that? This sign says free. One regular gets fed up with her performance. Oi, miss. He points to the bits. Free. He points to the slices. Not free. Get it? The lady sitting next to him speaks up too. It's the same thing, miss, just broken up a bit. Choosing Beggar apparently can't handle being reasoned with. Don't you dare talk to me like I'm stupid. Flip you! She turns on the cashier and chef and flip you and your disgusting whatever that is. Just when we think the show is over, she spins around to face the packed food court and the line stretching 15 meters from the restaurant. Don't eat here, it's gross. It's not real pork. Don't eat it. You'll get sick. Yuck. Ugh. I'm reporting this place. There's a few chuckles here and there. She storms off yelling about going to center management to have the place shut down. I just sat down and enjoyed my noodles and all the extra free pork that went with them. This is John from Slash Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then please hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.